Happy 4th of July to all. This afternoon, the Giants will make their first trip of the season to Arizona and take on the Diamondbacks, who are not a team to be looked over this year, even after losing 110 games in 2021. They sit at 35-44 after losing 2 out of 3 in Colorado. Longtime Giant and playoff hero Madison Bumgarner will take the hill for Arizona. On the other side, Carlos Rodon will look to help get the Giants back on track after getting swept by the White Sox this weekend at home, and they have lost 10 out of their last 13. Giants and D-backs on this Independence Day 2022. We look forward to having you along today. So, let's take a look at our starting lineups for the Giants. Leading it off, Austin Slater, Wilmer Flores at first, Darren Ruff hitting third, Evan Longoria hitting cleanup, Lamont Wade Jr., Yermin Mercedes makes his second Giant start, David Villar makes his MLB debut, hitting seventh, Kirk Casale behind the plate, and Donovan Walton batting ninth. On the mound for the Diamondbacks, Madison Bumgarner. He's having a pretty solid season for himself, as that win-loss record, 3-8, is not what his season's like. He has a 3.63 ERA. Austin Slater will look at the first pitch. Here it comes, and it is swung on and fouled back. So that's how we get underway. Slater hitting 248 on the season. Sitting 239 against lefties, 5 home runs, 17 RBIs. Bumgarner, in his third season with the Diamondbacks, after spending 11 years in San Francisco. The 0-1 swung on again and fouled off. Slater yesterday went 1 for 4, scored a run and struck out. He has a little two-game hit streak going. Diamondbacks wearing those blue 4th of July hats. This is the first time that the Giants and Diamondbacks have played each other. Slater on the ground to short. There's Geraldo Bertomo. The shortstop fires it across in time to get Slater. And that's the first play of the day. 6-3. Let's take a look at the Diamondbacks defense behind Bumgarner. We have in the outfield Cooper Hummel in left, and Dalton Varsho in center, Jordan Luplow in right. On the infield, Rojas, Perdomo, Kennedy, and Walker. And behind the plate, Carson Kelly on the mound, Madison Bumgarner. Here's Wilmer Flores. Looks at one outside, hitting 245 for the season. Flores, 9 home runs, leads the Giants with 41 RBIs. He takes one low, and that may have gotten a piece of Flores, and it did. So Flores reaches on the hit by pitch. And the Giants have a base runner. In his last 16 at-bats, he's walked 8 times. And there's a hit by pitch, so he's been on base now 9 times in his last 17 plate appearances, even though he's only 2 for 16 or 2 for 8 in his last bunch of at-bats. Here's Darren Ruff. Ruff hitting 222, 6 home runs, 28 RBIs. Slow start to his season. Looks at a curve in there at 80 miles an hour in there for a strike. Giants, the black batting helmets. They're wearing gray today. Road grays. Diamondbacks wearing their home whites. 0-1 to Ruff. Looks at it just a little low. Ruff yesterday had an RBI double in the 9th inning. 1 for 4. He's 8 for 35 in his last 12 games. 5 RBIs. He takes one way inside. Mad Bum, longtime Giant. He has been around. This is making his 4th career start against the Giants. 3 before today. 2-1 to Ruff is fouled off right around his foot. Catcher Carson Kelly with a Stars blue chest protector. Before the game today, the Giants called up David Villar, selected his contract from AAA. He'd been hitting extremely well, 21 home runs at AAA Sacramento. Here's the 2-2 to Ruff, and he takes one in the dirt with a curve. 3-2 now. But Villar was called up. Mauricio Llovera was added to help out the bullpen. And then also, they sent down Junior Marte, who had a tough game yesterday. And then also they sent down Sean Jelly, who pitched 3 innings yesterday in relief of John Brebbia and Harleen Garcia. Payoff pitch is inside ball 4. So the 2 Giants have now reached after the ground out to Slater. And the Giants now have first and second for their hottest hitter. They're looking to get out of an offensive slump these days. Shut out in the first game against the White Sox, scored only 3 runs, and then lost 13-4 yesterday. Longoria's homered in 3 of the last 7 games. He's hitting .333 in his last 11 games. Takes one outside with a change. That's what Bumgarner will feature. Change, the cutter, the slider, and the curve. 8 home runs on the season, hitting .246 Longoria. Longoria lifetime 1 for 9. Has hit a home run. Struck out 3 times in his career against Bumgarner. 1-0 is inside again. 2-0. Bumgarner these days still featuring at around 93, 94 with the fastball. Last year, at a 4.67 ERA. The 2-0 is fouled off behind home plate. This is the first time the Giants have made a trip to Arizona this year. That's weird. It's July 4th, and neither these teams haven't played each other. Umpires Dana Iasonia behind home plate. Scott Berry at first. And Gabe Morales at first, Scott Berry at second, and Charlie Ramos at third. 2-1 is outside. Roof is closed. It's 103 degrees today in Arizona, or in Phoenix. Hot one. 3-1 to Longoria. Bumgarner's already hit Flores with a pitch and then walked Ruff. He doesn't want to load the bases here. On deck is Lamont Wade Jr. (3-1) is cut on and missed. A big swing right there. Now it's 3-2. Longoria has struck out a substantial amount more times than he has in the past. Has a career high 26.6 strikeout percentage on the season. Now 3-2. See if Flores will be off. And he's not, and it's high, ball 4. So the bases are now loaded. Bumgarner has not had very good command to start today. Here's Wade, who has 2 home runs on the season. 6 RBIs, hitting .216. He's only played in 13 games, and this is kind of a rare start for him against a lefty. Especially Bumgarner, who's pretty tough against lefties. First pitch is taken for a strike with the cutter. E01 is cut on and missed. Maybe got a little bit of that, but it goes right into the glove of Carson Kelly. So now 0-2. Giants would like to put up a big inning here. against Bumgarner, who's having a solid season. Wade hit that home run on Saturday, the leadoff home run against Dylan Cease, but that was pretty much all the runs that they scored until the 8th inning. The 0-2. This one's a little bloop behind second. It's going to fall for a base hit. Flores in to score. Mark Hallberg waving in. Darren Ruff. The throw to the plate. It's dropped. And 2 runs score. So the Giants take the lead. It's now 2-0 on the Wade little bloop single into right. Bumgarner can't be too happy about that one. And then the throw definitely beat Ruff, but Ruff just got around it and Kelly dropped the ball. The right fielder Luplow has a pretty good arm. Came up firing. And Kelly just didn't catch the ball. Here's your mean Mercedes. He takes a curveball in there for a strike. Mercedes, one of the newest Giants now in the minors with AAA Charlotte, the White Sox. And takes one inside now. Mercedes got the start last Tuesday against the Tigers. One. This one's lined to short. Perdomo on the flip to second. Back to first. 2. A double play. So Bumgarner gets out of it. Mercedes does not have much speed, but 2 runs across, 1 hit, 2 runners left. We head to the bottom of the first. 2-0 Giants. Welcome back to Phoenix. Let's take a look at the Diamondbacks starting lineup. Jordan Luplow leads it off. Cooper Hummel, Ketel Marte DHing. Christian Walker at first base. Buddy Kennedy gets the start at second. Josh Rojas, Carson Kelly, Dalton Varsho in center, and Geraldo Perdomo finishes off the lineup. Carlos Rodon on the mound, coming off an excellent month of June. 2.62 ERA, 7-4 record in 15 starts. Lefties are not hitting him. Righties aren't hitting him at all. In the month of June, he went 3-0 with a 1.25 ERA, 41 strikeouts in 36 innings. Opponents hit a paltry 135 against him. He'll come at you with a fastball at 96, a slider, and an occasional curve. Jordan Luplow will lead it off for the Diamondbacks. Hitting 169 on the season, but 10 home runs. That's pretty good. 21 RBIs. Most has been coming off the bench recently. And that one catches the outside corner. Luplow doesn't know about it. Doesn't think so. Looked like on the strike box, looked like it was a little outside. Giants wearing their red 4th of July hats. 0-1. That one is outside for sure. 1-1. Here's the 1-1. Rodon working quickly with the bases empty. And a slider down low. Yesterday, Luplow 2 for 4, the double and an RBI. 13 of his 20 hits on the season, even though he's only hitting 169, he's made them count. 13 of 20 of them are extra base hits. 2-1 is cut on and missed, swung over the slider. And Rodon evens back up, 2-2. Luplow, who started his career with Pittsburgh, went to Cleveland and was traded to Tampa Bay, then got traded to Arizona in the offseason. First year in Arizona. 2-2. This one's hit well. And this one's going to split the outfielders all the way to the wall, up against the Geico sign in left center field. Luplow, as we talked about earlier, has now made it 14 of 21 hits are extra base hits. He glides into second with a double. Taking a look at the Giants' defense, Darren Ruff in left, Austin Slater in center, Lamont Wade Jr. in right, Evan Longoria at third, Donovan Walton gets to start at shortstop, David Villar with his first career appearance in the major leagues at second, Wilmer Flores gets to start at first, and Kirk Casale behind the plate, Carlos Rodon on the hill. Here's Cooper Hummel, who was called up from AAA 2 days ago, hitting 183 on the season with 2 home runs, 10 RBIs. Rookie outfielder. And he's going to call time before a pitch is thrown. He's hit safely in 8 of his last 10 games. So all these guys with these 100 averages, takes one outside, 1-0, but all these guys with these 1-something averages are not to be played around with. You just saw Luplow hit one into the gap. One out to Hummel, catches the outside corner, 1-1. Rodon, wearing that his bright red socks. 1-1 is in the dirt. Not sure how the players are feeling. There's a looks like a comic book like explosion on the socks, the red socks. Kind of interesting to see Donovan Walton getting the start at shortstop with all these injuries. Giants don't really have a guy who can play shortstop available on the bench. I mean, maybe Wilmer Flores, who played it earlier in his career with the Mets, but that was a long time ago. 2-1 is fouled off. Thairo Estrada on the COVID list. Brandon Crawford is available to come off the injured list tomorrow. Yesterday, Walton made a costly throwing error. And he probably would not have been in the lineup or maybe he would have been playing the second at least, but Estrada got the start. All right, and Estrada was placed on the COVID list. Big curve in there. Just a little inside, actually. Hummel is a switch hitter, but he's hitting right-handed against the lefty. Full count pitch, Luplow at second, nobody out here in the first. 3-2 is low ball 4. So the first 2 have reached for the Diamondbacks. Giants are 2-8 in their last 10 games, and walking a guy with a 189 batting average is not a good way to even that out. Here's Ketel Marte, another switch hitter, hitting right-handed. He's the DH today, hitting .263, 5 home runs, 24 RBIs on the season. Hasn't played the field since June 15th. Missed 6 games on the injured list. So, wave and a miss at a slider. And that's not how you do it. It's not how you hit home runs, could tell. But he's been dealing with a hamstring issue, so he hasn't been playing the field, only been DHing. There's a slider that missed up. He's 4th in the NL with 23 doubles. Luplow at second, Hummel at first. 1-1 to Marte is cut on and missed. That fastball at 95 blew him away. Hummel doesn't have much speed. He has some at first. One, two is cut on and fouled off. Marte almost fell over. Swinging at that. On deck is Christian Walker, who is 3rd in the NL in home runs. That's someone you don't really expect. Guy at second, Jordan Luplow. He has maybe a slight bit more speed than Cooper Hummel, but neither of them, they're pretty similar in their speed. So the base hit, wouldn't be very hard to score Luplow, but you don't know. They're going to take time again. So a lot of Diamondbacks are waiting it out with Rodon. One, two. On the way. Rodon kicks and deals. Called! Strike 3. Fastball right down the middle. And Marte must have been looking for something else. That's the first out of the inning. First strikeout for Rodon. Marte knew it right away. Here's Christian Walker hitting .207 on the season, 21 home runs. As I said before, 3rd in the NL, 42 RBIs. Walker is a big threat right here. This one just misses off the outside edge. Walker, threat to hit one out right here. And that one catches the outside corner. Walker maybe disagrees. A lot of first basemen on that home run leaders list. Kyle Schwarber is the left fielder. Pete Alonso, 22 home runs with the Mets. Austin Riley, 20. CJ Cron and Paul Goldschmidt both have 19. And then there's Christian Walker, 21. Home run leaders in the NL. This one is outside the fastball. A lot of the home runs that Walker has hit, though, have been just solo home runs. It kind of explains the Diamondbacks' 35-44 record. It's definitely better than last year. This one swung on and fouled off 2-2. I'm not sure why my game day app is not loading. Oh, there it goes. Sorry about that, everybody. Now 2-2 to Walker. 1 out. Runners on first and second. Rodon. And outside. So full count now. Looks like Walker may have checked his swing. Walker, who's been around for a long time, used to be a pretty top, high-ranking prospect with the Baltimore Orioles organization, but ended up in Arizona as a minor league free agent even. So he didn't actually made his debut back in 2014. 3-2 to Walker is low, ball 4. So bases are loaded, full of Diamondbacks. 2 walks in the inning. And Rodon, who walks are not really his thing, strikeouts are more, but looks like he's been a little struggling to just hit the zone. Here's Buddy Kennedy. This is just his 14th game called up from AAA, hitting 150 with 1 home run and 8 RBIs on the season. As something was up with the first base umpire. Kennedy made his debut as he takes one low on June 17th. He's out of the same high school that produced Mike Trout in Millville, New Jersey. Well, no, in there for a strike. So when they go back in the offseason to the 10-year anniversary, it's going to be Mike Trout and Buddy Kennedy. One on the ground and into right field, a base hit. Wade up with it. He's coming home. Luplow in to score, and the throw is cut off. 2-run score, and the Diamondbacks tie it right back up. Buddy Kennedy, of all people, hitting 150, ties this game. Second baseman VR was playing Kennedy to pull, and if he's playing his natural second base position, he might get to that. Casali out to the mound to talk to Rodon as Josh Rojas makes his way to the plate. Giants have been in quite the slump. They're now 8.5 games behind the Dodgers. San Diego's 3.5 back, so both those teams are having some difficulty handling the Dodgers. Here's Rojas. First pitch is down low. Hitting 263, 4 home runs, 18 RBIs. He's been pretty hot recently. 4 multi-hit games in his last 6 games. One-0 is high. 2-0. Rodon's only gotten 1 out. He's thrown 27 pitches. 13 of them are strikes. Ross takes time and steps out. Two-0. Ross lets it go right down the middle, 2-1. Back on May 20th, he hit 3 home runs against the Cubs at Wrigley Field. The 11th Diamondback to do that. 2-1. Slider bends back in there for a strike. 11th Diamondback to hit 3 home runs at least in a game. The slider got Rojas bending over. 29 pitches on the inning. The 2-2 is fouled off. Rojas had to wait back on that one. And with the Giants bullpen, they used quite a lot of relievers yesterday. It's not a good day for Rodon to have such a high pitch count in just 1 inning. Two-two to Rojas on the way. Is cut on and missed, strike 3. Real big strikeout right there for Rodon. Now they're 2 gone. Just blew him by with the fastball. There's Carson Kelly, the 7-hitter. Hitting only 130 on the season. 2 home runs, 9 RBIs. He's hit safely in 4 of his last 6 games. So that 130 average is actually higher than what he was before. 2-0 is bounced in the dirt. Nice block by Casali. Kelly has a 403 OPS. Only played in 33 games because of injuries this year. Backup Jose Herrera. They've also had Dalton Varsho, who's playing center today. He's on deck. In there for a strike with a fastball at 94. It's Kelly, Varsho, and Perdomo hitting 7, 8, 9 for the Diamondbacks. One Walker off second and high. 2-1. Kelly, the starting catcher acquired in the Paul Goldschmidt deal before the 2019 season. 2-1 is in there, pumped in for a strike. $16 balls, 19 strikes on the inning, 35 pitches, only in the first for Rodon. Not where you would like to be. You would like to be on 15 per inning. He's well exceeded that. 2-2. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. So in the end, Rodon strikes out the side, but he gives up 2 runs on the inning. David Villar will make his major league debut in his first at bat to lead off next inning. 2-2 Diamondbacks and Giants. Welcome back. David Villar taking his first career at bat against Maz Bumgarner as we lead off the top of the second. Here's the first pitch. This one's hit well. Out to deep right. Back is Luplow. It is off the wall. First career hit. Luplow fires it back in. Villar into second with a leadoff double. That's his first major league hit, and he got it out of the way quick. That one off the bat And the way that Luplow was racing back, I thought it may have had a chance to go over the fence. But nonetheless, congratulations, David VR, who had a pretty long trip here from Sacramento. His flight was canceled, and he got in right before the game. Here's Kirk Casale. Takes the ball low. His contract was just selected today. Parents in the stands. Casale swings and misses. A changeup. In the minors, he'd been hitting .284, 21 home runs, 62 RBIs, and he can play all over the infield. He can play some first, some second, some third. Today he's starting at second. Mostly played first. This one's lined foul. Mostly played first at AAA Sacramento. Led the PCL in slugging percentage and home runs. 66 games at AAA Sacramento in 2022. Last year at AA Richmond. '11th round pick back in 2018 of the Giants. 1-2 to Casale is down low. 2-2. I can't think of the last Giant to get their first major league hit in their first career at bat. To Casale is outside. Three-two is swung on a miss, strike three. Fouled it into the glove of Carson Kelly. Mad Bum gets his first strikeout of the day. Here's Donovan Walton hitting .164, 1 home run at 8 RBIs. He doesn't have many hits, and sort of like Jordan Luplow has made them count. 9 of his 12 RBI or hits have been extra base hits. Looks at a bunt, fakes it, and takes one outside. 1-0. Possibly can be the odd man out tomorrow when Crawford comes back. VR takes his lead off of second after his first career hit. 1-0 to Walton. He is down low. This lineup could definitely use a jolt, and hopefully VR has brought it. Walton swings and fouls one off. Two-one. And in there for a strike. 2-2. Two-two to Walton. And he swings, and this one's a little flare, but it's gonna head foul. Almost hit the third base coach, Mark Hallberg. Walton, who was acquired in May from the Mariners, has had a tough go of it recently. Made 2 errors in the last 2 games, a costly one yesterday that resulting in a 2-run inning. 2-2. This one's hit well into right, but right at Luplow. VR is going to tag the throw into third, not in time. And so VR makes it over on the line out. Rojas thinks that he possibly may have gotten VR off the base, but doesn't look like the Diamondbacks are going to talk about it. So back to the top in Austin Slater. He grounded out to start the day in the first inning. Slater is 8 for 4, or I guess he's 4 for 8 and then 4 for 9 now in his career as he swings and fouls on right straight back. Slater's mostly been used as a pinch hitter this year or a defensive replacement in late innings against left-handed pitchers. Only 133 plate appearances. Now a 2 outs runner on third. High, 1-1. Slater, who went deep in that series against Atlanta a couple weeks ago, hasn't gone deep since. 1-1. Fouled off the foot. That must have gotta hurt. 1-2. That cutter up on the hands of Slater. Bumgarner has never been a very quick worker, but it seems like he's kind of speeded it up a little bit. Definitely takes his time, works at his own pace. 1-2 is outside. 2-2. Bumgarner will definitely have his place in Giants history after that 2014 playoff run, especially Game 7 against the Royals. Came in 5 shutout innings, got the save. 2-2 is outside again. 3-2. But signed a 5-year deal after the 2019 season to come to Arizona. And the first 2 years looked like it might have been a horrible contract. This year, his win-loss record, he's 3-8, but the full count is just a little outside, ball 4. So first and third now. That contract for Bumgarner looked horrible for the first 2 years. This year, though, 3-8's not where you want to be, but he still has a 3.78 ERA. That first inning was pretty tough, and now has runners on the corners and Wilmer Flores coming up. He hit Flores last time up, and then Flores came around and scored on the 2-run single by Wade. Flores, a former Diamondback, takes one outside. And now here comes the pitching coach, Brent Strom. So 43 pitches through 1 2/3, and Strom must see something in the mechanics of Bumgarner, and he has to go talk to him. Flores was in Arizona in 2019. Before that, spent 6 seasons in New York with the Mets. 89 games that year, 9 home runs, and after that year, he signed a 2-year contract with the Giants. And re-signed after last year. 1-0. After that mound visit is lined foul towards the Diamondbacks dugout. Flores has 9 home runs, is second on the team behind Jock Peterson's. Jock has 17, so he's well ahead of second place. One is a curve high. Runner goes. Slater is going to steal second, so he chose the right pitch, a curveball. Slater stole it with ease. It's his 35th career stolen base. Bumgarner wasn't really paying attention to him, so now second and third. 2-1. Catches the outside corner, 2-2. Slater's 4th stolen base on the season. Last year had 15, so on a much slower pace. Bumgarner not happy about a time call. He's having a discussion with Iasonia, the home plate umpire. Bumgarner's always been pretty ornery. 2-2 to Flores. Lined foul again. So Flores having a pretty good at bat here. VR led off the inning with a double to right. Slater walked and then stole second. 2-2 is a little outside, so another full count now. Runners will be off at the crack of the bat. It's Bumgarner's 5th 3-2 count of the day. It's not where you want to be. 3-2 is caught on and missed. Strike 3. So the Giants strand 2, leadoff double, first career hit for VR. And Slater walks, but that's all they'll get is the hopes and wishes of a possible rally. Still tied up at 2 as we head to the bottom of the second. Welcome back. Carlos Rodon will face the bottom of the order, 8, 9, and 1. Varsho, Perdomo, and Luplo. It's Dalton Varsho to lead it off. Hitting .234, 11 home runs, 35 RBIs. First pitch is pumped in there for a strike. That four-seam fastball only at 92 miles an hour, which is about 3 or 4 miles an hour below what Rodon usually hits. Sometimes even hits 98, 99. Another fastball, fouled back, 0-2. Varsho, who's one of the more interesting, versatile players in the MLB. He's played the outfield, played center field, right field, even made a couple starts at DH, and then most interestingly, he's caught a bunch. So this slider spiked. 23 starts in center, 18 at catcher, 14 in right, and then 12 starts at DH. When Carson Kelly was out with his injuries, Varsho was the everyday catcher. And this one is on the ground to first. Nice backhand pick by Flores. Race to the bag, and Varsho, who has the speed of an outfielder, beats it out. Rodon was late getting over, and Diamondbacks, for the second straight inning, have the leadoff runner on. Flores was fielded at too far off the base to be able to run over, and Rodon, I think, expected him to be able to do so, but no. Here's Geraldo Perdomo, the 9-hitter. 198 on the season. He's a switch hitter. 2 home runs, 14 RBIs. He lays one down, a bunt to Longoria. Over to Flores in time, and now Varsho heading over, and a throw is over Casali, and here comes Varsho. He's going to score all the way from first. And the Giants' fielding mishaps continue. My goodness. Longoria fielded the bunt, and no one covered third, so Casali had to race over there, and with no one over there, Varsho took off. Flores tried to throw it to Casali, who probably would have gotten Varsho, but just threw it over his head. So a sack bunt, 5-3, and then a throwing error on Flores brings Varsho all the way around. My goodness. So the Giants hope that throwing error doesn't define another loss like yesterday, Walton's throwing error. Here's Jordan Luplow, who hit a screamer for a double into left center field in the first inning. It's in there for a strike. Typically on that sort of bunt play, here's the 0-1. In outside, 1-1. Typically on those sort of plays, with the third baseman charging in, usually it's the shortstop that covers third, but not sure why Donovan Walton didn't do that. 1-1, in there for a strike. Or even Carlos Rodon, who could pick it up, and then Longoria could race back to third to cover the bag to make sure that Varsho didn't take the extra base. Longoria made the right play going to first, but usually if you do make that play, you have to race back as soon as you let go of the ball. The 1-2. This one's hit well into center, lined right at Slater. Gets it for the second out. So it's kind of on Longoria and Walton for not covering the base, because the second baseman is covering. If it's pretty clear that it's going to be the throw is going to be first, and Walton has to go back to third, but he ran over to second to cover there. This is lined into right. That's a base hit. Cooper Hummel has now reached 2 times. A walk in the first, now a line drive single to right. Tel Marte, he struck out looking on a fastball right down the middle in the first inning. A little lazy pickoff over to first. Flores was not, since that bunt was to the third base side, Flores was the one to cover first. Marte swings and misses at a slider way low. A 1 now. Marte. Very upright stance. And takes one that probably would have been a slider. That probably would have been a strike, but Casali dropped it. One to Marte. Is in there for a strike. Cooper Hummel runs. This one, the throw is into center field past VR, and that'll be another error on the Giants. Over to third goes Hummel. Slater picks it up, backing up the play. And another defensive error. So a stolen base and an E2. And that's not good baseball. That's how the Giants have been going recently. 1-2. This one's lined foul. One, two is hit in the air down the right field line. Long run for Wade into the corner, and this one is going to bounce fair, and it's going to be a ground rule double. This one hits right on the warning track, skips over the wall into the bullpen, and the Diamondbacks add to the lead. It's now 4-2. So, the throwing error on Casali, stolen base, just a lot of stuff going wrong for the Giants this inning. Here's Christian Walker, who walked. That's makes sense. Of course he walked in the first inning. This one's in the dirt, 1-0. Is popped. Foul behind home. So 36 pitches in the first, 17 now here in the second. One to Walker. And that was another one that would have been a strike. It was right there, but Casali dropped it. Caught the bottom part of the zone. Rodon has been pretty unlucky with those. On that play that we were talking about, that bunt play, shortstop has to, this is sort of a wheel play. Walton, the shortstop, has to cover third. The second baseman, VR, usually covers second on that, and then Flores covers first. This one's crushed. Hit a mile. Up in the air. Ruff looking at the wall. It is... What is it? It is foul. My goodness. That ball was up there for quite a long time. Walker's now looking over towards the dugout. I think Rodon knows what pitch he's not going to throw right there again. That slider caught way too much of the plate. And that was right in Walker's hot zone. Two is on the ground to third. Longoria up with it across to Flores in time to finally end the inning. Another 2 runs come across. Diamondbacks take a 4-2 lead. Bad defense hurts the Giants again. Welcome back. Ruff, Longoria, and Wade to face Bumgarner here in the top of the third. Very bad defensive last inning for the Giants. Ruff walked and scored a run in the first. And he fouls one off his foot. Ouch. Probably doesn't help last inning as well that David Villar, who's started only 11 games in his career, all of them this year at second base, is playing second base, so not exactly going to help your defensive abilities. This one catches the inside corner, 1-2. For the game for the Diamondbacks, they placed Ian Kennedy on the injured list. Called up Keenan Middleton from AAA Reno. This one is swung on and fouled back. Ruff looking at a 1-2 from Bumgarner. A little low. Right calf inflammation was what sent Kennedy to the injured list. Two on the way. And called strike 3. Ruff didn't seem to really agree there. Third strikeout for Bumgarner. Now here's Evan Longoria. He swings and misses at a curve. He walked in the first, but was stranded at second base. The ground ball double play from Mercedes. This one's hit well, way deep, and this one will head foul. That one ended up in a sweep down the left field line in the corner. The 0-2 is inside. This one is fouled off. The cutter, Longoria, who has been on quite the hot streak lately for the Giants. He's been probably their hottest hitter. One, two. Down low. So he's been taking a lot of pitches. Both of these pitchers have thrown quite a lot. 60 pitches, not even done with 3 for Bumgarner. 56 through 2 for Rodon. This one's lined and down into left field. Hummel has to race over to cut it off. Longoria, who does not have much speed, will head back to first. Longoria continues his hot-hitting ways. Now Lamontway Jr., who drove in both of the Giants' runs in the first inning with a little bloop single into right. He squares the bunt and pops it foul. Then last inning, on that fly ball to right off the bat of Marte, he was pitching way over into right center and had to go quite a distance and wasn't able to get there. Big hack and a miss, 0-2. But that drove in the second run of the inning for the Diamondbacks. It's now 4-2. Wade choking up a little bit on the bat. Longoria at first, the 0-2, is fouled off. By now, there aren't that many Giants that are still on the team that were around when Madison Bumgarner was with the organization. Wade wasn't here. Longoria was there for the last 2 years, 2018 and 2019. The 0-2. This one is hit into left. Hummel circling underneath it, makes the catch. 2 gone. Just today's lineup. Slater was around. Flores was not. Flores showed up in 2020. Ruff was not around. Longoria was. Wade, Mercedes, VR, nope. Casali wasn't and Walton wasn't, so only 2 guys in today's starting lineup were on the team with Bumgarner. Brandon Crawford is on the injured list. Here's Yermin Mercedes. Takes a big hack and fouls it off. This one's going to go behind the first base dugout into the seats. Mercedes grounded into a double play to end the first inning. 2 for 6 in the major leagues on the season. Last year had quite the eventful season for himself. Was sent down after beefing with the manager Tony La Russa with the White Sox. Takes one outside 1-1. Sent down to AAA where he was mashing. And then announced his retirement suddenly and said he was done with baseball. Then decided to come back, was all right. Still didn't make it back to the majors. So he takes a big swing and a miss. He started off the year extremely hot. Was at one point hitting almost 600 for some point in the month of April. Then was DFA'd a couple weeks ago, claimed off waivers by the Giants. Has been in AAA, but was called up yesterday. Fouled off, with Estrada going on the COVID list. VR on deck. Got his first major league hit last inning. A liner to right. Here's the 1-2 pitch on the way. Bumgarner kicks and deals, and Mercedes thought about it, but decides not to. Takes it up, 2-2. Diamondbacks are 7-19 against the NL West. 2-2. This one's lined and past the reach of Buddy Kennedy into center field. Longoria will take a turn and stop at second. Yermin Mercedes now gets his first hit of the day, his third hit with the Giants. Here's VR, who got his first career at bat. Last inning, hit that double, as I said. Making his major league debut today, looking for his first career RBI. Out of Atlanta, Georgia, born, but grew up in Florida, Tampa Bay area. Takes a strike. From USF, 0-1 in the dirt. Nice catch by Carson Kelly. Prevented the runners from moving up. 11th round pick in the 2018 draft by the Giants. Hit .374 in his last year at South Florida. The 1-1 is this one's a little shot. This one's going to be a base hit. Longoria around third. He's going to score. David VR is now 2 for 2, and he's got his first Major League RBI. And it's 4-3. Second baseman Kennedy was played over towards second base more than normal and just blooped right in. He was shifting actually over second base on the shortstop side of second. And so, first career hit, he's still hitting 1,000. Here's Kurt Casale. He struck out in the second. Mercedes on the play went over to second. First pitch is called a strike. Casale, 4 home runs on the year, 14 RBIs. Looking to possibly tie this game back up. 0-1 is high. That one is pretty much in the same location as the last one. This one's called a ball. VR off first, Mercedes off second. Sally 1-1 is curve outside. One. It is popped up. Will this one stay back in play? Walker towards the Diamondbacks dugout, and he fields it for the final out. So Giants get on the board, get one back, 4-3 on the VR single. Kennedy, Rojas, and Kelly in the bottom of the third. Welcome back. Bottom of the third now. Buddy Kennedy will lead it off. He drove in the first two Diamondbacks runs with a single to right in the first inning, followed by Josh Rojas and then Carson Kelly. Rodon already at 56 pitches, hasn't even completed the third yet. First pitch in there for a strike. First game between these two teams of the 2022 season. 0-1 in the dirt. This is the latest, for the Diamondbacks at least, that they've gone in their entire history without facing a divisional opponent. Previous was 2004. They didn't face the Dodgers until May 28th. This one's cracked into center field. Back is Slater, still going back in front of the warning track. Couple steps onto it, makes the catch. So they get the illustrious Buddy Kennedy out. Here's Josh Rojas. He struck out swinging in the first. Following today, the Giants stick around in San Diego for stick around in Arizona, for two against the Diamondbacks. Both of them start at 6:40. Then a 4-game set against the Padres. Back home next week for the start of 3 against the Diamondbacks. Then after the All-Star break, a 4-game series in LA. Then back here for 3 more against the Diamondbacks. So 9 times they faced this Diamondbacks team. Rojas fouls it off, 0-2 now. Month of July. In August, 4-game series, the 15th through the 18th. First day of school for me is the 15th. At home against the Diamondbacks. And then in September, and October, 0-2. Rodon misses up at the fastball. That one is at 97. That's back to his normal velocity. 23rd to the 25th, 3-game set here at Chase Field. And then the September 30th, October 1st, and October 2nd, 3 games at home. This one's chopped foul against Diamondbacks. So a lot of Diamondbacks and Giants in the second half of the season. 13 games, in fact. Here's the 1-2. Rodon into his delivery, kicks and fires, and swing and a miss. A slider gets Rojas. Rodon gets his 4th K of the day. Rojas has struck out both times he's been up. There's Carson Kelly. So a quick inning would be good for Rodon with all the pitches that he's thrown, especially the first 2 when he's given up 4 runs. I wonder if any teams have the batting helmets with the 4th of July stuff on it. Diamondbacks and Giants don't, at least. I don't think I've seen anyone today. This one's in the dirt. Change up. 1-0 to Kelly. Kelly struck out to end the first. This one's on the ground to short. Walton had a little bit of trouble, almost fell over, but he fires across to Flores. And a quick 1-2-3 inning for Carlos Rodon as we head to the 4th. Walton, Slater, and Flores. Welcome back. Donnie Walton will lead it off here in the 4th against Madison Bumgarner. Giants down 4-3. Walton swings at the first pitch and pops it up on the infield. Perdomo makes the catch. Standing right in those lights that are coming down from the closed roof, the windows. So, quick first out. Here's Austin Slater. How about David VR? 2 for 2 today. Halfway to his cycle, by the way. Needs a triple and a home run. Slater, another swing at the first pitch. Lines it foul down the right field line. Slater has walked and grounded out. He's also stolen a base. 0-1. Cutter in there for a strike. Last year, the Giants and Diamondbacks also played on the 4th of July. They weren't wearing as ugly of hats. 0-2 on the way and missed outside. I'm not sure who's designing these 4th of July attire. This one's in the dirt, 2-2 now. But whoever it is, maybe they should make just 4th of July jerseys. That'd be better instead of the hats. 2-2 is caught on and missed. Strike 3. So Slater down. 2 outs now, and that's the 4th strikeout for Bumgarner. Bumgarner needs 7 strikeouts, or 3 more, 7 today, to tie great Catfish Hunter for 84th all time in strikeouts. 2012 came in today with 2005. Flores swings and fouls one off. Flores is the Giant with the most experience in his career against Bumgarner, probably dating back to his days in Arizona and New York when Bumgarner was on the Giants. 8 for 27, 1 home run, 3 doubles, as he hits one well, but this one is going to stay in the yard. Hummel underneath it, and another quick 1-2-3 inning. So, as we head to the bottom of the 4th, still 4-3 Diamondbacks, Varsho, Perdomo, and Luplow coming up. Welcome back. Carlos Rodon back to the hill for the bottom of the fourth, facing 8, 9, and 1. Varsho, Perdomo, and Luplo. Varsho singled on a ground ball as he takes a bunt. This one's popped up in the air, and it's going to be back off the netting and foul. But Varsho singled on a ground ball to the first baseman, Wilmer Flores, when Rodon was late to cover, then came around on that sac bunt by Perdomo that ended up in a throwing error by Flores, in there for a strike. Oh, 2 now. Varsho, we talked about earlier, a very versatile player. Play the outfield and some catcher. 0-2. Oh, just missed on the outside corner. Getting 237 on the season, 11 home runs. It's a smaller guy as well. 1-2. This one is chopped on the ground. This time Rodon was quick to get over off the mound. Rodon at 70 pitches through 3+. Not really where he wants to be. Giants would like him to get through 5. Yesterday, they didn't use too many high leverage relievers. And a cut and a miss, strike 3. 5th strikeout for Varsho, or for Rodon. He gets Varsho swinging. Here's Geraldo Perdomo, who laid down that sacrifice bunt that wasn't an RBI, but it ended up scoring Dalton Varsho. The bunt went to third. Longoria threw it over to Flores. Varsho just kept on running around second. This one misses outside, 1-0. Perdomo, who's been a pretty high-regarded prospect for the Diamondbacks for some time now. 1-0. He's in there for a strike. Born October 22nd, 1999. So already 22 years old. It's pretty crazy this. Someone born in 1999 is turning 23 this year. 1-1 is a little high, I guess. One in there for a strike. Perdomo still has his rookie status. Last year played in only 11 games. He shoots one foul. Hit .258 last year. Played in 70 games this year. He leads rookies in walks with 29, and all rookies at least. 2-2 pitch on the way from Rodon. And Perdomo with a big swing and a foul. It has to be at least somewhat distracting to the hitter. Those extremely flashy socks that players that wear their pants up. It has to be somewhat distracting to look at that. Perdomo doesn't. Rodon does. Donovan Walton does. And the 2-2 is a little outside. Occasionally Longoria does. Don't think many other people do, though. 3-2 pitch on the way. This one is spoiled foul. Pitch number 7 now coming up on this at-bat. Perdomo's first home run back on June 7th against the Cincinnati Reds was a grand slam. 3-2 pitch on the way. This one has popped up. This will stay in play. Flores, a couple steps into foul territory, makes the catch. Perdomo lost his helmet just running down the line. Now back to the top in Jordan Luplow, who's 1 for 2. Hit a double into the left center field gap in his first at-bat to lead off the game, and then lined out to center in the second. Bottom of the fourth here in Chase Field, Phoenix, Arizona. Slider low. 4-3 Diamondbacks over the Giants. Carlos Rodon on the hill. Pretty good crowd for holiday Monday afternoon. And that one catches the upper edge, I guess. Rodon at 82 pitches, so probably pumps in a strike, 86 mile-an-hour changeup, 1-2 now. So next inning will probably be his last, unless he gets it done real quick. The 1-2. And check swing. Did he go? No, says the first base umpire, Gabe Morales. Morales was the umpire when Wilmer Flores was called for a check swing. Let's take another look. Did he go? That looks like a swing. Looks like he definitely broke the plane of the plate, but Gabe Morales knows best, apparently. Wilmer Flores was called for a full swing on a swing that was probably less than that one. 2-2 is high. Ball 3. 3-2 now. In the NLDS Game 5 against the Dodgers last year. Ended the season for the Giants. Dodgers would get knocked out in the next round. The 3-2. He is caught on and missed. Strike 3. That will end the inning. Rodon has a couple of words to say. He's frustrated. It looks like he's talking to the first base umpire, Ruff, Longoria, and Wade in the top of the fifth. Still 4-3 Diamondbacks. Welcome back. Massive Gummerner. First pitch gets a piece of Darren Ruff, and he's on first base. A hit by pitch to start the 5th inning. Second hit by pitch. Hit batter for Bumgarner. Just coming back from that one, got the knee of Darren Ruff. Here's Longoria. Flores was hit on the foot in the first inning. Came around to score, so it seems like when the Giants get a hit batter, it seems like it's 1-for-1 today. Longoria lines one foul off the net down in the left field line. Longoria's 1-for-1 today. He's drawn a walk and singled into left. Scored a run in the 3rd inning. Giants at 40-37, trying to stay above 500. Longoria takes one down low, 1-1. Diamondbacks 35-44, tied for 4th place in the NL West with the Colorado Rockies. This one is fouled off. 1-2. One-two to Longoria, runner on first. 5th inning here. Outside, 2-2. Sun is now coming down on both the hitter and the pitcher, so probably tough to see that glare. It's 4:50 p.m., so right around 5 o'clock, so that sun is pretty difficult. Bumgarner checks on the runner Ruff, who has 2 stolen bases this year. Not really a big threat to run, but you never know. He's sneaky. Two on the way. This one is hit well. Into right. Back is Luplow. Luplow in front of the wall. Makes the catch right in front of the 374 sign. Ruff is going to hustle back to first, and he'll make it back in there. Just ahead of the throw. Longoria gave it a ride, but not far enough. Here's Lamont Wade Jr. Diamondbacks move Rojas in. Bumgarner misses outside. Look cutter, 1-0. So Rojas is now in. The shortstop Perdomo is pretty much right behind second base. Second baseman Kennedy is moved slightly over to his left towards first base. This one is hidden to center. Little bloop shot. Perdomo out. In comes Varsho. Perdomo makes a real nice catch. Backhand. Ruff has to hustle back. Nice play out there by Geraldo Perdomo, the shortstop. That was kind of in a tough zone. The left fielder, Hummel, didn't really have a shot. Varsho was coming in. Perdomo had to make an over-the-shoulder type catch. Kind of an awkward landing as well. So 2 gone now. Here's Ramin Mercedes. Mercedes singled into center in the 3rd. 3 for 7 on the year with the Giants. And grounded double play to end the 1st. Takes one outside, 1-0. Mercedes, he's one guy that has the pants up look. Bumgarner, 95 pitches An 8-pitch fourth inning, throw 9 here after throwing 23, 26, and 29 in the first 3. Curve at 78 is way outside in the left-hand hitter's batter's box. 2-0. Mercedes. Big swing and a foul. Every single one of his swings, it looks like it's going to go 500 feet. At least that's what he's trying to do. Two went to Mercedes. Another foul. A nice catch over there by a fan. Mercedes was just called up yesterday. Came off the bench and got a hit in the 8th inning. Scored a run. 2-2. This one is foul. Down the right field line. Over against the netting. Mercedes is a big boy. I would not want to be Tony La Russa and have him be mad at me. This will be Bumgarner's 100th pitch of the day. And it is hit into center field. Back is Varsho, a couple steps. Now taking a couple steps in. And that will end the inning. Runner on. They strand him. Lead off hit by pitch by Ruff. Halfway through where it's 4-3 Diamondbacks. Welcome back. I'm just coming back a little out of breath. Went up and ran upstairs. Hang on, gotta go on mute. I gotta take out my Invisalign. Yeah, and there we go. Went upstairs, got some Raisin Bran. I'm very hungry. Carlos Rodon stays in the game. Bottom of the 5th. He'll face Hummel, Marte, and Walker as he misses low to Cooper Hummel. Hummel's reached both times. Walked and scored a run in the first, then singled to right, stole second, advanced to third on an error, and then scored on Marte's ground rule double RBI. The 1-0 is in there for a strike, 1-1. Sean Poppin warming up in the Diamondbacks bullpen. Likely that he'll pitch the 6th inning with Bumgarner at 100 pitches. One, and a half swing and a miss. 1-2. One two on the way. He's down low with a slider at 87, 2-2. Bumgarner looks like his day is probably done. 5 innings pitched, 5 hits, 3 runs, 3 walks, and 4 strikeouts. 2-2 to Hummel is in the dirt. 3-2 now. A lot of deep counts for Rodon. Bumgarner showed him on the screen in the dugout, sharing a laugh. How about that with David Peralta? 3-2 is fouled off. How often do you see that? Mass and Bumgarner in a good mood. That's practically unheard of. 3-2. Rodon kicks and deals and called strike 3. Cooper Hummel is finally retired. That's Rodon's 7th strikeout of the day. He now has 112 on the season. Here's Ketel Marte, who's 1 for 2, drove in a run with that ground rule double. Fly ball to right that just bounced in front of Maltway Jr. and skipped up over the wall. Takes one up, 1-2, or 1-0. To Marte. He's in there for a strike. Let's take a look at some scores around the league. Miami beat Washington 3-2 in 10 innings. Baltimore walked off the Rangers in 10 on a walk-off hit by pitch by Jorge Mateo, 7-6. First game of the doubleheader. There's the 1-1. And in there for a strike, 1-2. First game of the doubleheader between Cleveland and the Tigers. Tigers beat up the Guardians 4-1. Boston beat Tampa Bay 4-0. Houston walked off the Royals 7-6. Jordan Alvarez, as the 1-2 is down low, with a walk-off home run off of Scott Barlow. And then Milwaukee, with a walk-off 3-run homer off the bat of Victor Caratini in the 10th inning, beat the Cubs 5-2. Currently going on, Cleveland's ahead of Detroit 3-1 in the 4th. Here's the 2-2. This one's a line drive. Wade, couple steps back, makes the catch. 2 down now. Here's Walker, who was walked, obviously, and grounded out to third. 98 pitches for Rodon. Cleveland's ahead of Detroit 3-1 in the bottom of the 4th. Mets are tied up with the Reds 3-3 in the 5th. Seattle's ahead of San Diego 4-0 in the 5th inning. It's good for the Giants. First pitch is a little outside to Christian Walker. Brandon Nimmo has hit a 3-run homer for the Mets. And Brandon Drury has hit a 3-run homer for the Reds in the Mets game. 1-0. Down low. Braves and Cardinals are only in the 2nd inning. It's 6-0 Braves. The Braves put up a 5 spot on Dakota Hudson. in the second inning. 3-run double by Dansby Swanson. Matt Olson is driven in 2. 2-0 to pitch. On the way. He's on the ground, sharply hit, diving play by Walton. Gets up, throws, in time! Excellent play right there by Donovan Walton, making up for that mental error he made earlier in the game. Through 5, it's 4-3 Diamondbacks still. Welcome back. Pitching change. It's Sean Poppin, who we saw warming up last inning. He'll face David VR, who's up to bat for his 3rd time. Takes a strike. Poppin, in his 24th game, a 3.18 ERA, 22 2/3 innings, 18 strikeouts, 9 walks. Lefties are hitting him around, hitting 381. Righties only hitting 287 or 207. VR swings and misses. VR has the second Giant this season with a hit in his first 2 career at-bats. The other one is Heliot Ramos. That one's outside. And you know who was announcing that game? Me. Last time that happened. 1-2 VR. Made kind of a dumb comment, I guess. This one's on the ground. Rojas has a little bit of trouble with it and just got him at first. VR was smelling 3 for 3, but Rojas recovers and makes the play. I made the comment that I couldn't remember who was the last one to do that. I actually saw it happen in person. I guess not really in person, but I was announcing the game. Kirk Casale takes a strike from Poppin. Wilmer Flores in his career, 2 for 3 with a home run against Sean Poppin. Poppin has been around quite a bit, in fact, as that one's low and outside. Throws a sinker and a slider, mostly. Last year, in 2019, made his debut with the Twins. Also 2020. And then 2021, he was with 3 different teams. Here's the 1-1 to Casale, and in there for a strike. In October 2020, claimed off waivers from the Twins by the Pirates. Then was the Rays traded for him in May of 2021. Then in August was claimed off waivers by, this one's fouled off, by the Diamondbacks off waivers from the Rays. Overall last year, 3 games with the Pirates, 1 game with the Rays, and then 20 games with the Diamondbacks. It's kind of found a home here, I guess. 5.32 ERA last year, or 5.16, excuse me. 5.32 in National League, I guess. Yeah, that 1-2 just misses. 2-2. This year in 23 games is a 3.18 ERA. He's a Harvard guy. Drafted in the 19th round by the Twins out of Harvard, 2016. Casale fouls one off. Was a starter earlier in his career. Moved to the bullpen in 2019. Kyle Nelson, who's from San Francisco, University of San Francisco guy. The lefty warming up. He's having an excellent season. 2-2. Fouled off. Poppin was called up from AAA on June 28th. Tyler Rogers, meanwhile, getting loose in the Giants bullpen. He'll probably have the bottom of the 6th. The 2-2 is another foul behind third. So, Poppin throws sinker and slider pretty much. That's about it. If it works, don't question it. It's a guy from Harvard. He knows. This one's fouled off again. This will be the 10th pitch of the at-bat to Casale. Poppin is very good at stranding runners. Not in this situation. There wasn't anyone on base. He's not allowed an inherited runner. It is another foul. So 11 pitches now. What's that at? 11th pitch coming up. Poppin's thrown 14 pitches, only gotten 1 out. Two to Casale. And did he go? No. And it looks like Casale may have hurt himself. Uh-oh. Holding at that side is now a full count. Trying to hold up. Let's see. Oh, he knew it right away. Hopefully that's not an oblique or anything. Trying to stretch it out right now. Brandon Belt had to deal with that last year. They have Joey Bart at AAA, but Austin Wynns is the only other guy on the roster who can play catcher. I guess your mean Mercedes can also. But Casale has to come out, and it's not good, and looks like he's going to leave the game. So we'll see who inherits this 3-2 count. Casale holding his right side. It's Austin Wynns. So hopefully Sally is not hurt too bad. Let's take another look at it. The slider and look like hip, oblique side area, right side of Casali on the check swing. So Austin Wynns inherits a 3-2 count. It's going to be the 12th pitch of the at-bat. And he will also take over the catcher. So the backup catcher for now is Yermin Mercedes. 3-2. This one's on the ground up the middle. Backhand by Kennedy. Long throw, and Wynns will beat it out. So that base hit will go as a credit to Austin Wynns, an infield single. Wynns has a little bit of speed, it looks like. How about that? This little grounder up the middle, and Kennedy, I don't know if anyone could make that play. And a head-first slide into first by Austin Wynns. That's not good, especially if you're the backup catcher. Walton now. Donovan Walton looks at a ball low. The first baseman, Christian Walker, and Austin Wynns were teammates back in the Orioles organization. 1-0 is a little outside. Some more scores to be aware of. Detroit's gone on the board again. It's now 3-2. This one's chopped on the ground up the middle. Backhand flip from Perdomo. Throw to first. A very nice double play. Real nice backhand flip by Buddy Kennedy, the second baseman, to Perdomo. And that will end the inning. So the Giants lose their starting catcher, Kirk Casali, and they remain behind. It's 4-3 as we head to the bottom of the sixth. pitching change for the Giants. It's the right-hander Tyler Rogers in his 37th game. 4.50 ERA, but that's kind of inflated. His last 13 games, he has a 1.98 ERA. He faces Buddy Kennedy, who swings at the first pitch on the ground to the shortstop Walton. His throw across, and Kennedy beats it out. Kennedy shows off the wheels right there. And right away, Kai Carrera up to the phone. And what will they do? That's a base hit. So it wasn't even that Walton took too long, it was just that Kennedy ran too fast. Here's Josh Rojas. He's 0 for 2 today, struck out twice. This one is fouled off. Rogers, in his 37th appearance, is now the 4th most in the major leagues. This one's shot down the line and past Ruff. This is going to go to the corner. Kennedy easily around third. He's going to score. And that'll be an RBI double for Josh Rojas. Slapped the other way and into left field. And the Diamondbacks add on to their lead. It's now 5-3. If Ruff just gets to that ball, that's a tough play for most outfielders. Make that play. That should just be a base hit into left. But Ruff took an interesting route to that ball. And it's now 5-3. Austin Wynn stays in the game behind the plate now. And is the catcher who's staying in place for Casali. Here's Carson Kelly, the catcher. He's 0 for 2. He struck out and grounded out. This one is up. 1-1. John Brebbia leads the league. He's tied with Adam Simber and Scott Effross and H.A. Minter with 37 appearances. Rogers now has 37, so he's up in that. This is lined and foul. Before today, Rogers was tied with the Diamondbacks' Noe Ramirez, Hector Neris, Clay Holmes, Manuel Clase, and Domingo Acevedo of the A's for 4th. Rogers, who led the league last year in appearances, had 80. He's a workhorse. 1-2 to Kelly. Tapped foul. So Rogers, who's had one big blow-up appearance against the Mets in late May, gave up 7 runs and only got 1 out. That was a game that the Jock Peterson 3-home run game. But ever since then, he's been a bit better. This one's popped up behind home plate, wins, thinking about a play behind there, and he's got it for the first out. So 1 gone. There's Dalton Varsho, who has singled, scored a run on the throwing error by Flores in the 2nd inning, and has struck out. Runner on second, Rojas takes his lead. Slider at 73 in there for a strike. Deal one. Varsho spoils it off. Varsho scored on both a mental error by Donovan Walton to not cover second, or not to cover third, and a throwing error. Kind of a bunch of errors as Rojas back to second. He's taking a massive lead. There could be 3 or 4 Josh Rojases in there for between him and second base. Walton playing behind him. 0-2 to Varsho. This is on the ground and into left field, base hit. Ruff does not have good arm. His throw to the plate is way offline. Now Varsho into second, and he's safe there. So an RBI single for Lawton Varsho. Another run across. Is now 6-3. So Rogers, who just said that he was doing better after that blow-up appearance, has now given up 2 runs and gotten 1 out. Here's Geraldo Perdomo, who's hitting left-handed, switch hitter. He's 1-0 for 1 today. He's also dropped down a sacrifice bunt. Looks at a strike. Mauricio Llovera, looking like he's about to get loose in the Giants bullpen. Just called up from Sacramento today. 0-1 to Perdomo is off the inside corner. So with Casali down, you have Wins, and then you have Yermin Mercedes, who hasn't really played much catcher. Has been more of a designated hitter type. 1-1. Another bunt now. Rogers off the mound, fires over to first, and Varsho to third. So Perdomo has laid down 2 sacrifice bunts today. This is not the pre-universal DH baseball that many have been looking for. Back to the top of the lineup, and Jordan Luplow. He looks inside. Luplow 1 for 3 today. Doubled in his first at bat, and then lined out and then struck out. 1-0. Slider in there for a strike. Rogers, who has a 4.91 ERA now. Could definitely be better. The 1-1. In there for a strike. First time that Luplow's ever faced Rogers. Josh Rojas is 2 for 3. I guess he's now 3 for 4 now. This one's way outside his career against Rogers, so that's one guy you don't want to get on the bases against. Tyler Rogers. Varsho was 0 for 4 before that at bat. Now he's 1 for 5. 2-2 to Luplow. This is on the ground to first. Flores takes it to the bag himself, and that will do it. Through 6. It's 6-3. Diamondbacks add on 2. We head to the 7th. Welcome back. And Mike Yastrzemski was announced as a pinch hitter, and then Torey Lovullo came out, and we'll head back to another commercial break. Kyle Nelson will come in from the bullpen Joe Manaply will come in from the bullpen. And we'll be back after this little commercial break. Welcome back. Pitching change for the Diamondbacks. Joe Manaply will come out for his 33rd appearance. 1-1 record, a 1.20 ERA. He's only walked one guy in 30 innings, 29 strikeouts. Here's Mike Yastrzemski, who's pinch hitting, and a curve in there for a strike at 82 miles an hour. Yastrzemski pinch hitting for Slater. Manaply has been one of the Diamondbacks' most excellent relievers. Fastball sinker in there for a strike. He's fourth in relievers in ERA and has a club and Diamondbacks all-time record 31 game streak without allowing a walk. His last walk was on April 7th. It was opening day. 2 was fouled off by Yastrzemski. 46 of his last 49 games are scoreless. That dates back to August 30th of last year. He had a 26-game homerless streak that was snapped on June 25th by Cody Clemens of the Tigers. So, as Yastrzemski strikes out swinging, Manaply with his 30th strikeout of the year. But with the trade deadline coming up, it might be interesting to see if Manaply might be on the move somewhere, with Diamondbacks still in it, but not exactly thinking about going for a playoff spot yet. Here's Wilmer Flores, who's 0 for 2. He was up by a pitch in the first inning, and down low for a ball, a curveball. In there for a strike. Manaply, who started his career with Detroit, made his way to the Yankees, and is now here with the Diamondbacks. This is his third year in Arizona. 1-1 is down low, 2-1. 57 games last year out of the Diamondbacks bullpen, a 3.40 ERA. 2-1 to Flores is fouled back. Manaply made his debut back in 2016 with the Tigers and went 3 years without appearing in a major league game. Made one appearance in 2019 with the Yankees, then 4 with the Diamondbacks in 2020, and then kind of situated himself as a full-time bullpen piece for the Diamondbacks in 2021, 57 games. This year, this is his 33rd game. 2-2 is cut on and missed. Strike 3, back-to-back strikeouts from Manaply. Here's Darren Ruff. Manaply, who is going to be a free agent in 2027, so a lot of team control for anyone that tries to trade for him. First pitch in there with a curve on the inside corner for a strike. Ruff, 0 for 1, has walked and scored a run and then struck out as he looks at another strike. The 0-2 is swung on and missed. Strike 3. Excellent appearance by Joe Manaply. He strikes out the side. That makes sense why he's one of the Diamondbacks' best relievers. So, on this Independence Day, it seems like it is only appropriate that we sing God Bless America on America's birthday. So, here we go. And it'll be sung by yours truly, of course. God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. From the mountains to the prairies, to the oceans, white with foam, God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, land that I love. Thank you, everybody. Hope you enjoyed that. Head to the bottom of the 7th. It's 6-3 Diamondbacks. Pitching change for the Giants as they head back to the pen. It is Mauricio Llovera who comes in for his 12th game of the season. It's a 0-0 record, 4.66 ERA, 9 2/3 innings, 10 strikeouts, 3 walks, 10 hits. He'll face Cooper Hummel to lead it off, who's hitting right-handed, or left-handed, excuse me. And he looks at a strike. Mike Yastrzemski stays in the game in center field. Llovera misses outside with a sinker. Just called up today from AAA as the Giants sent down Junior Marte and Sean Jelly. 1-1, down low. Llovera, a minor league signing in the offseason. 2-1 is just a little low. This is his 4th recall of the year. He's appeared in 11 games so far. He has not given up a run at AAA. 15 appearances, 20 scoreless innings. The 3-1 is popped up. Wins. The catcher thinks about it, but it's going to go foul. Hummel is 1 for 2 with a walk. Scored 2 runs. 3-2 is called. Strike 3. That sinker came back across the plate. And Hummel has struck out looking twice. Here's Ketel Marte, hitting left-handed. Another switch hitter. Has driven in a run today. 1 for 3. Struck out once. As he swings and fouls one straight back. Marte drove in that run in the 2nd inning. Yo1 is fouled off. Some scores around the league. Detroit has tied up that game against Cleveland in the 2nd game of their doubleheader. Bottom of the 6th, it's tied up at 3. In Cincinnati, the Mets have taken a 6-3 lead, have scored 2 runs in the 6th inning. Seattle up 7-0 now in the top of the 6th against the Padres. The 0-2 is popped shortly into left field. Walton out, makes the catch. Atlanta and St. Louis, 6-1 Atlanta in the 4th. Chicago, the White Sox, they're up 1-0 in the 3rd against the Minnesota Twins. Toronto and Oakland is about to get underway. Colorado and the Dodgers is going to get started later on. Game starts at 6:10. Here's Christian Walker. 0 for 2 with a walk. First pitch is a slider that comes back across for a strike. The 0-1 is swung on and missed. 96-mile-an-hour sinker from Llovera. Giants bullpen might want to keep this guy around for a longer look than before. The 0-2 to Walker is a little outside with a cutter. Yovera, who started his career in the Phillies organization. One, two. Swung on and missed. Strike three. Real nice inning there from Mauricio Yovera. Through 7 complete, it's 6-3 Longoria, Wade, and Mercedes in the 8th. Welcome back. Joe Manaply stays in the game and misses inside with a ball to Evan Longoria. Changes in the outfield for the Diamondbacks. So we'll get to it after this pitch. Chopped on the ground to third. Charging Rojas on the run. Throws to first in time to get Longoria. Changes in the outfield. Luplo moves from right to left. Varsho moves from center to right. And Alec Thomas is now in the game playing center field. He's hitting second for Cooper Hummel. Here's Lamont Wade Jr. He's 1 for 3. He's driven in 2 runs as he swings and misses at a sinker. They shift for Wade, left-handed hitter, as he takes one inside. Top of the 8th now. On the ground to Walker. Race to the bag. Manaply gets there in time. Nice play over there by Joe Manaply getting off the mound. Walker made the flip. So Joe Manaply shows some athleticism there. And Wade Jr. and Manaply got a little tangled up right at the end. But everyone is okay. Here's your mean Mercedes with 2 outs. First pitch in there, first strike. Mercedes, 1 for 3. Singled in the 3rd inning. 0-1 is outside, 1-1. Alec Thomas, who's one of the higher ranking prospects in Major League Baseball, now in center field, as I said. David VR on deck. He's 2 for 3 today. 1-1. Shot foul. One, 2 to Mercedes. And he fouls one off again. It's about sunset now, 5:54 p.m. here in Arizona. Or, is Arizona an hour ahead of us? Because I'm announcing this game from California. Never sure about it. No, they're at the same time as us. 1-2 is fouled off the foot. Mercedes goes for a little walk. So I guess in the winter is when Phoenix is an hour ahead, but normally, or maybe, I'm not even sure if they've just gotten rid of that whole thing. I'll have to check that. I'll get back to you between innings. I know that there was some state that, or some area that stopped doing it. The 1-2 is fouled off again. Mercedes putting up a good fight here. Manaply, who had a quick first inning, he's thrown 23 pitches now. Mercedes rocking the 4th of July batting gloves even. He's in the spirit. 1-2, high, 2-2. Atlanta and St. Louis has gone to a rain delay. Tarp has come out, by the way, for those that care. Arizona up 6-3 here in the 8th. 2 outs, 2 strike pitch on the way is chopped foul again. So, 8th pitch of the at-bat. Now pitch number 9 coming up. Here's the 2-2 again. Pitch number 9 at the at-bat is lined. Fair ball inside the left field bag. Left field line. Into the corner. Luplow plays it off the sidewall. Mercedes cruises into second with his second hit of the day. It's a double. So here's David VR, who's 2 for 3 on the day. Got his first major league hit in the 2nd inning, a double to right, and then an RBI single in the 3rd. That drove in the Giants' 3rd run. They haven't scored since then. It's also grounded out. And now Carson Kelly will go and head out for a mound visit. Pitching coach Brent Strom will accompany him. Manaply, probably his first time facing VR in his career, even including the minor leagues. First time definitely in the major leagues at least, that's for sure. Kyle Nelson, who we saw warming up earlier, warming up again. Nelson, a lefty. He and Manaply are 2 of the better lefties out of this Diamondbacks bullpen. So Strom back to the dugout. Kelly heading back behind home plate, and VR getting ready to go with Mercedes on second. Buddy Kennedy, the second baseman, is now on the shortstop side of second. No one on the right side besides the first baseman, Walker, who's pretty close to the bag, so they know that VR is likely to pull it. Manaply misses low with a change. VR wearing number 70, who that number was previously went to Michael Papierski, who's now on the Reds, and Mike Ford earlier this year, who played in one game with the Giants. This pitch is in there for a strike 1-1. The 1-1 from Manaply is outside 2-1. '70 has been worn by Mike Ford and Michael Piersky, and now David VR in 2022. Previously, it was worn by Joe McCarthy in 2020, and before that, George Contos wore it for a long time. The righty reliever. 2-1 is fouled off, 2-2 from 2012 to 2017. Before that, 2011, Justin Christian wore it. Then before that, 2008, the first wearer of number 70 in Giants history was John Bowker. John Bowker is quite a name. He was a third-round pick in the 2004 draft. Kind of a bust, actually. He made his debut in 2008 and then never really got back to that level. The 2-2 is down low. Played in 111 games with the Giants in 2008. Over 3 years, 183 games. Hit 15 home runs. 513 plate appearances. Spent the rest of his career in Pittsburgh and Philadelphia. Here's the 3-2 pitch on the way. Swung on and missed, strike 3. So Joe Manaply has shown that he is a reliever that you should not be messing with. Head to the bottom of the 8th. It's 6-3 Diamondbacks. Welcome back. It's the bottom of the 8th. It's 6-3 Diamondbacks. And we will have to wait and see. Is there a pitching change? No, it's still Mauricio Uvera on the mound. That's what happens when you're not actually there. Oh my goodness, I forgot to look up what was... Buddy Kennedy will lead it off. He's 2 for 3 today. 2 RBIs. His first career game against the Giants. This one is in there for a strike. 0-1. The 0-1 is in there for a strike. So, back to that time in Arizona thing. Arizona does not observe daylight saving time, with the exception of the Navajo Nation, which does observe daylight saving time. And that is in the northeast corner of Arizona. The 0-2 is popped up, behind second base. VR back, makes the catch. Here's Josh Rojas. But however, inside the area that has the Navajo Nation, the Hopi Reservation, which is not part of the Navajo Nation, but is geographically surrounded by it, it does not observe, just like the rest of the state of Arizona, does not observe daylight savings time. So you can go from no daylight saving to daylight saving, and then none again, and then back to some within just a little bit. So you could be driving for 30 minutes and actually be driving for an hour and a half. The 1-0 to Rojas is on the ground, up the middle, into right center field. That's a base hit past VR. So Rojas is now 2 for 4. All of Arizona is in the Mountain Time Zone. And I could have sworn that there was some sort of time zone change that happened, something like that, like recently. I don't know. Maybe I'm just misremembering. Here's Carson Kelly. He looks at a strike. Every year there's always some new daylight savings time law that they're trying to get rid of it, because it's always unpleasant in the spring when you have to lose an hour of sleep. The 0-1 to Kelly is fouled off. I think that weekend that has it, I think they say that it's the most prone weekend to car crashes because everyone's all tired and out of it. So if you feel like now you've had enough of daylight saving time, you go and stuff the ballot next time there's an election. I don't know. I think there might be one this year. It's 2022, even year. The 0-2 to Kelly is chopped high off the plate. Longoria, bare hand, and everyone is safe. I don't know, it was just hit too slowly and too high up in the air. Longoria, who, with a catcher running, Kelly has some speed at least, and he beats it out. Longoria may have had a chance at throwing that ball, but everyone's safe. So now here's the 8th place hitter, Dalton Varsho. Varsho is 2 for 3, drove in a run his last time up with a single to left. Yovera misses outside with a slider. Also scored a run in the second inning. Mark Melancon, former Giant, and now Diamondbacks closer, is warming up. he's going to have the ninth inning. One out of Varsho is swung on and fouled off. So Rojas reached on a single to center, right center at least, and then Kelly singled on a little, not exactly hard hit, it was just high up in the air, pop off the plate to the third baseman. Now here's Varsho. Yovera's second inning of work. This one's another foul. Happy 4th of July, everyone. I'm not sure if we're going to see any fireworks. They've canceled it around these parts. Might see some, or hear some at least. You've been hearing them all night. The 1-2 from Yovera to Varsho is popped in the air. Behind first, Flores angling, and it's out of play, foul. Oh, a fan dropped the ball. Guy wearing a Giants t-shirt. And he got the ball back. How about that? And gives it to his wife, or whomever that may be. That guy is pumped up. I think you can be that pumped up when you catch the ball for real. Here's the 1-2. Let's do it again. And this one's shot foul towards the Giants dugout, the first base dugout. That guy who caught the foul ball is now taking pictures. Everyone's excited. I'm going to assume that's his wife. That's his daughter or cousin or aunt. I don't think that she would be giving him a kiss. The 1-2 is in the dirt, skips away from Wins. This one's going to kick over towards the on-deck circle, and the runners will move up on the wild pitch. So Yovera, who had a very good first inning, stayed out for a second, and now has got himself into some trouble. Ball was spiked in the dirt off the chest protector of Wins. Rojas to third, Kelly to second. The 2-2. Varsho on the ground. Oh, under the glove of VR into right field. That will score one. That will score two. Kelly crosses, and it is now 8-3 with the infield in. That ball just got past VR, who's not a natural second baseman, and the Diamondbacks have increased their lead. It's now 8-3. Varsho has driven in 3 today. He's 3 for 4. So Yovera, like I said, had a very nice first inning, but has now given up 2 runs here in his second, the 8th inning. Here's Geraldo Perdomo, who's dropped down 2 sacrifice bunts. And he swings and slashes one down the left field line. Ruff racing over, and it's going to go foul. How many times have you seen 2 sacrifice bunts by the same player, and it's not a pitcher? And because of that, because I said that, I'm going to go look it up right now. Perdomo is fouled out to first besides his 2 sacrifice bunts. This one's way inside. Runner goes, and Varsho will steal second base. That almost hit Geraldo Perdomo. Here's the 1-1. This one is swung on and fouled off. The last time there were 2 sacrifice bunts in one game by even just a pitcher was 2018. Colby Allard. Last time a position player, 2016 Freddie Galvis. One, two. Swung on and missed, strike 3. Llovera gets the strikeout. That's his 3rd of the day. And now back to the top. It's Jordan Luplow. Luplow is 1 for 4 on the day. Last pair with 2 sacrifice bunts, is Elvis Andrus, actually. Non-pitchers. July 24th, 2016, Texas at Kansas City. There's only been times where someone had 3. That was last time that happened, 1927. Sparky Adams on May 17th. The 1-0-1 is up and away. 1-1 to Luplow. Giants player has never done that. Dropped down 2 sacrifice bunts. One. Swung on and missed. It's happened 3 times against the Giants, however. Now 4. Larry Boa, Kevin Stalker, and Tito Fuentes. All in the 1970s, and then that was with Boa and Fuentes, and then Kevin Stalker of the Phillies in 1995. Boa was also with the Phillies, Fuentes with the Padres. Now Geraldo Perdomo of the Diamondbacks. 1-2, and a little inside. It's only happened once before in Diamondbacks history. Position player dropping down 2 sacrifice bunts in the same game. 2003, Matt Cada against the Dodgers. I'm not sure how to say that last name. Yeah, Cada. 2-2 to Luplow is fouled off. So Geraldo Perdomo has put himself in some rare air. Two-two pitch on the way. 38th pitch of the game for Llovera. And is lined right back up the middle. There's VR behind second base. Fires over to first in time. 2 runs come across for the Diamondbacks. They increase their lead. It's now 8-3. Head to the bottom of the ninth, top of the 9th. Final chances for the Giants. Wins Walton Yastrzemski. Welcome back. Pitching change for the Diamondbacks. It's Mark Melancon, former Giant. And guy who was with the Giants for 3 years. Was injured a lot of that time, however, so he's not remembered as fondly as otherwise. 2017, 18, and 19. Had a 3.67 ERA with them, 116 games. He's now the Diamondbacks closer. He has a 5.47 ERA, 31st game, 11 saves. He'll face Jock Peterson to lead it off. His pinch hitting, and he looks at a strike. Three and 6 record, 26 in a third innings. Left-handed hitters are hitting 300, righties are hitting 317. So he's having some difficulty this year. Misses down low with the ball. Jake Hager now, by the way, is now playing second base. 1-1 is a little up. Peterson is pinch hitting for Austin Wynn, so means that if this game Giants do so happen to tie it, that means that it looks like Yermin Mercedes will probably be the catcher. 2-1 to Peterson. This one's hit into shallow right field. There's Hager, makes the catch. Now Brandon Belt will also come off the bench for the Giants and pinch hit for Donovan Walton. Belt, who hasn't played much recently. This is down low. Melancon does. Belt yesterday over 3 with a strikeout. He's 2 for 24 in his past 8 games. 1-0 is inside, hitting 083, 2-0. Or 1-0, 2-0, excuse me, now. To Belt. He is swung on, lined into center field. There's Alec Thomas who puts it away. 2 gone. Now Mike Yastrzemski, who came in to pinch hit for Slater in the 7th inning, stayed in the game to play defense. 0 for 1 today with a strikeout. So in there, 0-1. Giants down to their final out. Tough day for the Giants on this 4th of July. 0-1. And in there for a strike. That one looked a little bit low. 0-2. Here's the 0-2. This one's in the air. Right center field. Thomas over. Makes the catch. And that is the ball game. So, the Giants fall 8-3 on this Independence Day. David VR makes his debut. A solid game for him. 2 for 4. Got his first career hit and RBI. Carlos Rodon with a solid start. 5 innings, 4 runs, 2 walks, 7 strikeouts. But the Bats just couldn't get it done. They did all their scoring in the first 3 innings, then went scoreless the rest of the way. The win goes to Madison Bumgarner. Loss goes to Carlos Rodon. And we'll be back after this with the totals. Again, Diamondbacks win 8-3. We'll be back with the recap. Welcome back. Just recapping it up. Giants fall to the Diamondbacks 8-3 on this 4th of July, Monday. So, started off well for the Giants. In the first inning, hit by pitch by Warner Flores. Darren Ref walked. Evan Longoria walked. So they had the bases loaded against old friend Madison Bumgarner. Bases loaded with 1 out. And Lamont Wade Jr. hit a little bloop single that drove in Flores and Ruff. Made it 2-0. However, the next batter, Yermin Mercedes, grounded to double play. So they got 2, and that was all they got. And then they thought that was enough. They were wrong, because Jordan Luplow in the bottom of the first led off with a double. Cooper Hummel walked. After a strikeout to Ketel Marte, Christian Walker also walked. So the bases were loaded for Buddy Kennedy, who drove in 2 runs with a single to right. And however, Rodon was able to settle things down, strike out the side. He struck out Rojas and Kelly to end the inning. Giants, David Villar, in his first major league at bat, doubled to right. So congratulations to him. He got his first career hit out of the way. He would later advance to third on a fly out to right. Austin Slater walked, stole second, but Wilmer Flores struck out. In the bottom of the second, Dalton Varsho led off with a single to the first baseman. However, Carlos Rodon did not cover the bag as Wilmer Flores fielded it, and he had no one to flip it to. So Varsho led off with a single. Geraldo Perdomo laid down a bunt. And the third baseman, Evan Longoria, charged in and fielded it and threw to the first baseman, Wilmer Flores, to get the out there. Normally, that would just moved up Varsho to second. However, with Longoria, the third baseman, charging in, no one covered third for some reason. With David Villar, the second baseman, who was moving over to cover second, Donovan Walton also tried to cover second, so third base was all alone. And Varsho just kept on running. Flores saw that, tried to throw it to Kirk Caselli, who was just an emergency play to pick it up, to try to cover the third base bag that was now they probably would have gotten Varsho, as Caselli noticed it right away as soon as that there was no one covering third base. And however, the throw was over Caselli, and Varsho came all the way around on a sacrifice bunt. After that, Jordan Luplow lined out to center. Cooper Hummel reached on a single to right. He stole second, but the throw to second base was wild by Kirk Caselli into center field. Hummel moved over to third. Next batter, Ketel Marte, flew one to right. Normally, Monway Jr. would have been an easy play, but they were playing him to pull it to left field, and Monway Jr. was way over into right center field. The ball dropped for a ground rule double, and Hummel came across to make it a 4-2 game. In the top of the third, however, the Giants were able to bounce back. Evan Longoria singled. Then Yermin Mercedes also singled. David Villar came up with runners on first and second with 2 outs, and he got his first Major League RBI, and he was now, at this point, was 2 for 2, driving in Longoria. Giants made it now a 4-3 game. After this, both Rodon and Bumgarner kind of settled down after this. 1, 2, 3 innings in the third by both of them, in the third and the fourth. A scoreless fourth inning for Rodon. In the fifth, Darren Ruff led off with a hit by pitch, but he was stranded, and that'd be the final inning. 5 innings, 5 hits, 3 runs, all of them earned, 3 walks, 4 strikeouts for Bumgarner. Rodon, who also had a solid day, 5 innings, 5 hits, 4 runs, all of them earned, 2 walks and 7 strikeouts. In the sixth, the top of the sixth, VR grounded out. Then Kirk Caselli, who had a very long at bat, ended by an injury that looked like to his right side. Austin Wynn's pinch hit for him and singled on the 11th pitch of the at bat. However, the next batter, Donovan Walton, was quickly wiped out with a very nice double play by Buddy Kennedy, a backhand flip. Geraldo Perdomo turned 2, and Sean Poppin got out of the inning. In the bottom of the sixth, they brought in Tyler Rogers, and it could not have gotten any worse. Buddy Kennedy led off with a single to the shortstop and just beat out looked like almost a routine ground ball. Kind of tough play, however, for Walton. In Josh Rojas then lined one down the left field, and Darren Ruff kind of took a strange route to the ball, and that allowed Kennedy, who showed that he has some speed, to circle around the bases. It was an RBI double for Rojas. Then Dalton Varsho grounded one to the left side. It got into left field. Rojas came around to score. Varsho took second. He ended up at third with 2 outs, but he was stranded. So Rogers pitched 1 inning, gave 3 hits and 2 runs. Giants went down 1-2-3 against Joe Manaply, who's having quite the season for himself. 3 strikeouts for him. He hasn't walked someone since opening day. He did it again in the 8th inning. Mauricio Llovera came in to pitch the 8th for the Giants pitched the 7th against Hummel, Marte, and Walker. Struck out Hummel, got a pop out from Marte, and then struck out Walker. So a very nice first inning for Llovera. Manaply gave up a double to Yermin Mercedes, but that was all, and he went 2 innings, giving up that only at 1 hit, 4 strikeouts. In the bottom of the 8th, they left in Llovera. He got the first out to Buddy Kennedy, then gave up a single to right by Josh Rojas. Carson Kelly followed with a single chopper to third baseman. Then a wild pitch moved both runners up. Dalton Varsho followed with a single into right. A 2-run single made it an 8-3 game, and that kind of made it out of reach for the Giants. Llovera was able to set it on and get the strikeout of Perdomo, and then a ground out to Jordan Luplow, but that was too much for the Giants. Llovera, though, after that first inning, his second inning was much worse. His first inning, 2 innings, overall 3 hits, 2 runs, and 4 strikeouts. Then in the 9th, Giants went down 1-2-3 against former Giant and now current Diamondbacks closer, Mark Melancon. So, Mattis Bumgarner gets the win. He goes to 4-8 on the season. Carlos Rodon, 7-5. He gets the loss. Time of game, 3 hours and 13 minutes. In the totals, Diamondbacks, 8 runs, 11 hits, no errors, 5 runners left on base. Giants, 3 runs, 7 hits, 2 errors, 7 left on base. So with the loss today, the Diamondbacks, or with the win for the Diamondbacks, they're now 36-44 in 4th place in the NL West. Giants drop to 40-38, just with their head above 500. They will look to get back on track tomorrow. 2 more coming up against these Diamondbacks. The Giants have now lost 5 games in a row. So, with that, I thank you all for listening. I hope you all enjoyed. I'll be back whenever. Happy 4th of July, everyone. Enjoy the fireworks. And thank you for listening, everybody. Giants.